Hi, everybody. My name is Brooke Kersey, and I am one of the student affairs officers at the University of Kentucky's Martin School of Public Policy and Administration. I would have loved to have been able to visit campus, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to tell you guys a little bit about the Martin School, even if it has to be kind of remotely. So we have been around UK since 1976, but we're not super well known at UK because we're a pretty small program. Um, we do have all of the degrees listed here: 3 masters, 2 grad certificates, a PhD program, and over 1,200 alumni total. But we are a pretty small program. We have about 120 total students right now in all of our programs. So we do kind of keep our own sort of existence on a little island at UK, and I am really happy to be able to tell you about it. So, our kind of main program, which has existed the whole time the Martin School has been around, is our MPA program. For a lot of people, they may not know what an MPA is. I actually didn't know for a long time, and then I ended up earning one myself. But it kind of teaches you a lot of the same skills you would learn in an MBA program. A lot of the analytical, finance, economics skills, management skills, but we would just apply them to the public sector for the most part, nonprofit sector. So the MPA program is a 2-year program that prepares you to take on leadership roles in the public and nonprofit sector. Some of the examples of jobs that our alumni get: state government agency manager, administrative staff in a nonprofit organization, grant managers, budget analysts, even government liaisons for private companies, so government relations, any kind of higher up position in, say, like a university like UK. We have a ton of alumni at UK. So there is a really large variety of positions that our MPA grads can get. We also have a Master of Public Policy. So this is a little different. It's a lot more focused on the research side of policy. So kind of getting down in the weeds of looking at numbers, looking at data, using statistics, and really sort of crunching the numbers and analyzing policies firsthand. So examples of what MPP alumni have done: budget analysts for GAO, or a whole host of other types of government agencies, policy analysts, legislative analysts in something like the Legislative Research Commission. We have a ton of alumni in Frankfurt in the LRC, so that's a pretty common path that someone with an MPP might take. Again, this one is a 2-year degree as well. So we also have a totally online master's program. It's our Master of Public Financial Management. It is our newest master's program, and like I said, it's 100% online. You can complete this in 2 years as well, taking summer semesters. They are condensed classes, so they're 8-week online classes, and you would take 2 back-to-back in a regular 16-week semester. And this one is a lot more focused on the finance and obviously budgeting aspect of the public and nonprofit sector. So, types of jobs would be budget director, budget analyst, fiscal analyst, grants managers also. So it's kind of the types of jobs you could get with that one. There are some prerequisite courses that we encourage students to have when they apply for any of these master's programs. The MPA is, just micro econ or, different econ classes work, and college algebra, just so you have a little bit of the quantitative background. Since the MPP is a lot more analytical and a lot more research focused, we kind of look for intermediate microeconomics, and definitely calculus is helpful for the MPP. For the MPFM, usually some accounting knowledge is helpful, but it's not technically required. It can just be helpful in some of those more finance-centered classes. We also have 2 graduate certificates in the Martin School: Public Financial Management and Nonprofit Management. These are both 4 courses each. You can complete them in 2 semesters. We just got approved for our Nonprofit Management certificate to be online, so these are both totally online now. There's no GRE required for these. And these are kind of, if you're very interested in gaining some knowledge in a topic and becoming a little more um, kind of gaining more expertise in a certain field, but you're not ready to commit to a full master's degree, this might be a good way to kind of dip your toes in the water and gain a lot of those skills that will be really helpful if you, say, already work in a nonprofit setting, or if you already sort of deal with some financial management in your job and you want to just gain a little more proficiency. These can be a really good option for that. We have a lot of full-time employees that will capitalize on taking classes and the certificates just to help them in their jobs. So it's definitely a really good option. We also have a few joint programs. So we have a joint program with the PharmD program here at UK, and then we also have one with the JD, so with the law school. For the pharmacy program, you would need to start in pharmacy, and they have a process over there where they sort of screen students who are interested in joint programs and then communicate with us directly, and sort of we facilitate the dual degree enrollment. For the JD MPA joint program, students can start in either program. So they can start here or they can start in law school. And you would finish both degrees in 4 years. So kind of opens up a greater variety of job prospects, especially for something like pharmacy. If you get your PharmD, you're working as a pharmacist, or you're doing, pharmacy research. The MPA can open a whole field of jobs in the public sector, in leadership, in maybe health human services fields, something like that. Same with the JD MPA. If you get through law school and realize, wow, I don't want to practice law, an MPA can be a great option for getting into the public sector, and opens up a whole field of options for students in those kinds of programs. So obviously there are other MPA, MPP programs that you could attend. Why the Martin School? So like I kind of alluded to before, the Martin School is sort of a smaller insular community among the greater UK community. So we're able to maintain pretty good working relationships among our cohorts, with our faculty, just because there are so few of us. We have really respected professors who are doing amazing research in government, and especially things like tax policy, education policy, finance policy. It's, they're being quoted in major newspapers and articles and stuff all the time. So we have really experienced and great research professors. So it's really good for our students to be able to develop relationships with those faculty, and it's really helpful for networking, communications with the community. So we have a really extensive alumni network, especially in Kentucky, but also in places like DC. So we have people in government agencies like the Department of Defense, the Government Accountability Office, the Congressional Budget Office. We have alumni in all of these places, and our alumni are really great and helpful with connecting graduates to positions. So that's one of the biggest benefits I think the Martin School has, is our extensive alumni network. And it's really helpful with finding internships and with finding jobs eventually. There is a pretty big professional development portion of the MPA program specifically. So it helps with anything from like salary negotiations, resume writing, sort of marketing yourself, and developing your kind of communication skills, your ability to market yourself and make connections out in the real world. So that's really helpful for some of our students who come straight from undergrad into the MPA program. We are ranked number 25 nationally for our MPA program. We we offer these smaller classes, which I think is probably a part of that. And then we also have full or part-time options. So we do have a good chunk of students who do part-time, and you can finish in 3 years if you go part-time. So still not too long for a master's program. So I think all of these really make the Martin School a great place to study. Another selling point, which I think is really cool, is we take 2 trips in the academic year. And so we take our master's students to Washington, D.C., and we go to Frankfurt. So we go to Washington, D.C. usually in October, And so this past October, a group of, I think, 15 students went up there. We pay for the hotel, which is usually the most expensive part. And it's 3 days, so it's really intense. It's really quick, but we take students around to a lot of different agencies where we have alumni, some where we don't. Any nonprofit organizations that students are interested in, we kind of take into account where people want to go and build an agenda based on that. So it can be really cool for sort of learning about the different types of positions that you can get with an MPA, talking to people that are already working where you might want to go. So it's really, really a valuable experience for our students. I think they had a really good time this year. And then usually in January or February, we take our students to Frankfurt. I got to go on this trip. It was really cool. I'm kind of nerdy about it because I have an MPA and I'm super interested in state government, but we got to meet with, I think, like 10 different alumni that are working in Frankfurt, and got to see the wide variety of positions that they hold and what they do on a daily basis. It's really, really interesting and really helpful for our students. Even if they know that they don't want to do that, it's helpful for them to rule out jobs that they may not be interested in, and to just see the really wide variety of types of positions in the public sector that students with an MPA or MPP can get. So really, really valuable trips, and it's really something that the Martin School is really proud of being able to do for our students, so it's really pretty cool. Another networking opportunity that happens every year is the Wendell Ford Lecture Series. So here's some pictures from 2018. We had Senator Bill Bradley come speak in sort of a forum setting. Really interesting. You can see these are some of our PhD students and master's students here in the middle picture. So again, it's a great networking opportunity, a good opportunity to kind of pick the brain of someone in the type of position that you might be looking to get one day. Really cool. This past fall in 2019, we actually had a panel of women in the public sector. So the mayor, we had a former member of President Obama's cabinet, and we had some other public leaders from the state, and we had some people from DC come speak, and that was a really cool opportunity too. So it's just cool. We offer this as a good chance for our students to meet with alumni, for our alumni to kind of meet with each other, and I think it's something pretty unique to the Martin School. So if this all sounds interesting to you and you're kind of thinking you might want to apply, these are the materials that you would need for our master's programs. We do need the GRE. We do not have a minimum score, but our graduate school does require a 2.75 undergrad GPA, so keep that in mind. But otherwise, this is all pretty straightforward. You would apply through our graduate school's system, which is called Apply Yourself. And we are still accepting applications for fall 2020. If you are interested and you just want to kind of talk about a specific program a little bit more, please just email. We are all working remotely, so if you call the office, I won't be there. But if you email martinschool@uky.edu, either myself or the other student affairs officer would be really happy to talk about our programs. We can meet over Zoom, we can talk on the phone, whatever works. I, just as a staff member here, feel really passionately about our programs. I really believe that there is a ton of value in attending the Martin School. Just the name, I think, holds value just because of our alumni network. And so if you are interested in the public sector, if you want to be a leader and a manager in a public nonprofit setting, I really recommend you check out this option. And I would be super happy to talk to you. So it was great to get this information out. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and happy Tuesday.